It's July. The windows are open and everybody in the house is in shorts while you're under two blankets, wearing a sweater and socks, still shivering. Your family doesn't know what to say. The doctor told you it's just a side effect, but nobody's ever explained to you why your body lost the ability to keep itself warm or what's actually happening underneath the skin. Welcome to the Sippable Solution Support Show. I'm Danny Cade, cancer cachexia survivor since 2012. When we're going through cachexia, a fancy way of saying wasting syndrome, the cold isn't just uncomfortable, it's relentless. It doesn't lift when the sun comes out or go away with a hot shower. It's a bone deep cold that follows us from room to room. And for most of us, nobody in our care team has ever connected it to what's happening metabolically. They hand us a warm blanket, give us a sympathetic pat on the head or shoulder, and move on as if a piece of fleece can fix a broken metabolic furnace. It can't. As my weight kept dropping during my own wasting battle, I remember finding it harder and harder to stay warm. I'd lost the ability to regulate my body temperature, something we take for granted, and I had no idea why. Here's what's actually happening. There's three things going on at the same time. First, muscle is the body's furnace. When we move, when we shiver, when we simply exist in a room, it's our muscle tissue that generates heat through a process called thermogenesis. Cancer wasting strips that muscle away, and less muscle means less heat production. Full stop. You're essentially trying to heat a mansion with a single candle. Second, body fat is insulation. The layer that sits beneath our skin traps warmth and slows the heat loss. When wasting accelerates and that layer disappears, there's nothing left to hold the warmth in. The cold gets in faster and stays longer. Third, and this is the piece almost nobody explains, wasting syndrome disrupts thyroid function. Not always in a way that shows up dramatically on a standard blood test, but at a biochemical level. In a body under the kind of metabolic stress cachexia creates, the conversion of thyroid hormone from its storage form into its active form gets redirected. Instead of producing the active hormone that drives metabolism and heat generation, the body starts producing a blocked, inactive version. The engine slows, the furnace dims. Okay, that's basically what I'm saying. And we get colder. This is worth bringing up with your care team because the standard thyroid panels don't always catch it, and it may be worth asking specifically about T3 levels. A woman in our community described it this way. She said she felt like the pilot light inside her had just gone out. She wasn't exaggerating. That's biologically close to what's happening. Here's what we can do while working on the root cause. Warming foods like broths and ginger-based drinks support circulation and give the gut a gentle signal that fuel is coming. Layering clothing helps, but placing a heating pad specifically over the torso where the organs are tends to help more than piling blankets onto the limbs. Having said that, electric blankets are heaven for this. Okay, on the nutritional side, the minerals selenium, zinc, and iodine are all required for thyroid hormone to convert properly. Most of us going through wasting are depleted in all three of those, and that depletion quietly makes everything worse. Unfortunately, nobody tells us any of this. We're told to eat more, put on a sweater, and accept it as a side effect. And the standard hospital meal replacement drinks pushed on most patients don't contain meaningful amounts of selenium or zinc. They address calories instead of nutrition. They don't address the metabolic breakdown that's driving the cold in the first place. What actually helped was getting complete bioavailable nutrition in a form that we could tolerate. Not just calories with sugar, nutrition that included the minerals our thyroid and our metabolic pathways depend on to function. That's what Sippable Solutions provides, a steady, complete source of fuel our body can actually use to start rebuilding the systems responsible for temperature, energy, warmth. And if you're cold all the time and nobody has connected it to your wasting yet, this is that connection. Drop fuel in the comments and I'll send you my free guide with exactly what I use to start turning this around, including a do-it-yourself recipe. Follow me at Sippable Solutions so I can see your comments, and please watch for my reply in your messenger. I do answer. Join me next week to talk about cancer and diarrhea. It's not just dehydration. Every trip to the bathroom may be costing you more than you think. Thanks, everyone. See you next week. Bye for now.